Welcome back to Instables, everyone. So again, not much going on in the market today as we are leading into a 3-day weekend. But however, we had two major breakouts today with IPHA and CEI. I'm going to go over these and exactly what has to happen for these to continue. And also, I'm going to go over MMAT. MMAT had a major spike this morning from our video yesterday. I want to make sure we do cover exactly what has to happen for MMAT to continue, as we have been consolidating throughout the day after this major spike that we had this morning. And also where you guys can find these breakout alerts so you guys do not miss them again. And all I ask in return is you guys smash that like button and hit subscribe if you guys want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that we mentioned throughout the week. So let's jump into this one. So I'm going to start off this video by going over MMAT with you guys on the 5-minute chart so you guys can see how this one played out today and what exactly we are looking out for as a continuation going to next week. So before we get started, I want to mention that we do alert penny stock and breakout alerts throughout the day. We mentioned IPHA yesterday in pre-market, continuing on up going to today, all the way up to $8 on the day. We also mentioned CEI testing yesterday's rejection at 76 cents and continued on up today, all the way up to 95 cents on the day. So again, if you guys want to see all of our penny stock or breakout alerts throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below. And you guys will never miss a penny stock breakout alert throughout the day again. So as you guys can see here on MMAT, we have been looking to see if we can continue on up from our initial spike this morning, all the way up to $6.40. Again, we mentioned this yesterday as a possible major spike this morning, and sure enough, we did get that initial spike. But again, we did get those white shaded lines here on the buy pressure, showing us that decrease in buy pressure, which would have gave us that sell. Of course, this is not financial advice. This is only what I've been doing. Again, those white shaded lines showing us that we did decrease in buy pressure at that point in time. And sure enough, we did come down and consolidated throughout the day. As you guys can see, we had the EMA lines crossed down below the MACD, showing us that we are consolidating in the middle of the day here on the 5-minute chart. But however, I want to back up to the 4-hour so you guys can see what we're looking out for. So as you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, we still have the 20-day moving average crossing above the 50-day moving average. Again, the 20-day moving average is the yellow line and the 50-day moving average is the red. And we did mention this yesterday because as you guys can see, again, we did have that major spike previously because we had the 20-day moving average crossing above the 50 here on the 4-hour. And as you guys can see, we had that continuation sell-off here, as we did have the 20 moving average crossing below the 50, and sure enough, we have been continuing on down since then. But as you guys can see recently, we have the 20 moving average that is crossing above the 50, and that is what gave us that momentum coming into today on that initial spike. But as far as a continuation, we still have the 20 moving average above the 50, and as you guys can see, we did consolidate on the 5-minute throughout the day. But however, as you guys can see, we are still above the 20 moving average, and we could still be just bouncing off of the 20 moving average. So again, MMAT still definitely on the watch. And again, as you guys can see here, our very key points that we mentioned yesterday is here at 741. As you guys can see, we had our continuation breakout at that point previously. We also did have our continuation sell-off at this point previously. And also, as you guys can see, we have our major breakout point here at $10. Again, $10 being very key. You guys can see we had that initial bounce off of this $10 mark and had our spike all the way up to $21 previously on MMAT. And again, that was TRCH before MMAT was MMAT. But as also you guys can see here, we do have our continuation sell-off at $10. So again, $741 and $10 are our very key breakout points that we're looking for here, in my opinion, on MMAT. But again, definitely on the watch. Again, we did mention yesterday that we needed to increase in buy pressure, and you guys can see we got some buy pressure, but we did not get that increase in buy pressure, which gave us that initial spike down, in my opinion, in the morning. So in my opinion, I will be setting my alert right above this previous buy pressure point that we did mention yesterday. So that way, if it does break above it, then we will have that momentum coming in here on MMAT, in my opinion. And again, this is on the 4-hour chart. And again, this is what happened previously. As you guys can see, we had our major breakout here on TRCH. If we had set our buy pressure alerts previously above our previous buy pressure points, then we would have had that confirmation on that major breakout. So again, MMAT definitely on the watch based on the consolidation that it has been having. And in my opinion, there's a lot of investors that have been looking at MMAT, and we may have a major breakout going to next week. And we will definitely have them on watch going to next week to have a continuation if they do break over that 650 mark that we got rejected at today, and then break over 741. And then break over that $10 mark again. We will be alerting this in the Instables room if that does happen. So I wanted to go over IPHA with you guys real quick so you guys can see how this one did play out today. So as you guys can see here on the 5-minute chart, we did have, again, our continuation today. You guys can see we had the 20 moving average still above the 50. And as you guys can see, even though we were consolidating throughout the day, we had our continuation and our breakout all the way up to around $8.86. So again, we did come back down. We dropped below the 20 moving average, and now we are testing the 50, and it looks like we are starting to drop below the 50 going into extended hours. So we are consolidating on the 50 moving average. We dropped below it. We actually spiked back above it going to extended hours, looking to see if we can hold this 50 moving average going to next week. But again, IPHA, in my opinion, has been on quite the run. I definitely would be careful from here. But again, I wanted to mention this because as you guys can see, we had that increase in volume throughout the day. You guys can see here on the MACD, we had, again, that confirmation on that initial spike, and then we had that continuation spike here on IPHA. So again, IPHA, very much important to watch the MACDs here. As you guys can see, we do get those confirmations on these breakouts throughout the day. And as you guys can see here, we are dropping now below the MACD with the EMA lines, looking to see if we can cross back up and possibly bounce off the 50 moving average. But again, IPHA, we will be having an alert right above our previous rejection here at $9 in my opinion. If it can break over $9, then we will be alerting this one again. But however, IPHA has been on quite the run today. I wouldn't necessarily expect a ton of volume coming into next week, as again, the market overall has been pretty slow. So again, IPHA still on the watch, but overall has been a nice run on the day. And again, with the momentum that we did have today, not expecting too much momentum going to next week, but still will be on the watch. So I want to go over CEI with you guys here real quick so you guys can see how this one did break out. Again, we did have this one alerted today at 76 cents as a major breakout point. The reason why we did mention that 76 mark is because, as you guys can see previously, we did have this rejection yesterday. And then we did mention this as a very key breakout point. And sure enough, we did get that initial spike and continuation. As you guys can see, we got that volume spike and that continuation on that volume. You guys can see we got that buy pressure here on the MACD, showing us that continuation on that buy pressure. As you guys can see, if we did set our alerts right above our previous buy pressure points, then we would have had that initial spike and continuation on that breakout. And as you guys can see here, we did mention that $1 mark as a very key resistance, because in every penny stock, $1 is a very key resistance. And again, this is not financial advice. This is only my opinion and has been true for every penny stock. And as you guys can see, again, to give us that sell at that point in time, we would have been watching the white shaded lines at this point, showing us that decrease in buy pressure. Again, breaking all the way up and then going into that $1 mark, and then also having that decrease in buy pressure here would have given us that sell at that point in time. And as you guys can see, we did get that decrease in buy pressure and continued on down since then. So again, CEI, an amazing run throughout the day. And again, with that said, if you guys want to see all of our penny stock or breakout alerts throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below. And you guys will never miss a penny stock or a breakout alert throughout the day again. And everybody that has been supporting the channel, everybody that has been in the comment section, I appreciate every one of you guys. As always, much love to you guys. And all of you Instables that are in the Instables room, I appreciate every one of you guys as well. Much love to every one of you guys as well. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help us refine it, and it does help the channel grow. And I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.